Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Taurus Rising April Astrology of 2024. The topics we're going to be talking about for April are the Sun, the eclipse, which is the new moon, the full moon, Mercury, Mars and Venus, and the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So now we're going to be talking about the Sun. Taurus rising, this is where the Sun is transiting, opening up the month of April. It's in your 12th house, and this continues until the 19th of April. So this is where you're prepping and being a lot more quieter and sedate regarding clearing things from the past or sitting in your psychological, spiritual space, being a lot more introverted before you get to your solar return, which is all about you and your physical body and being a lot more active than you have for some time. So you're behind the scenes, you're not as visual to people, so you might be spending time away, you might be on a sabbatical, but this is the time when it's all about being very internal. And on the 11th of April, that Sun conjuncts Mercury, which is retrograde in Aries, your 12th house. So this day is a day of where you might be turning off your phone, turning off your laptop, your computer. Taurus rising is offline because basically you need some mental downtime. You need to rethink and re-strategize things that have been going on behind the scenes or wherever you are in the world at the moment. You're just doing you. On the 19th, that Sun is going to leave Aries, your 12th house, and ingress into Taurus, your first house, until the 20th of May. So this is your solar return. This is where you get some more energy and optimism and a lot of vitality and illumination going on with you. So you may be more visual than you have been for some time. So you might be returning from a trip away or a sabbatical, or something's changing quite obviously in regards to people seeing you as, oh, you're doing something different now. Oh, you're here, you're present. So there's a resurgence back to being visible and you feeling a lot more empowered and optimistic about your physical body or what you're going to be doing in the next month. On the 21st, the Sun in Taurus, your first house, is going to be squaring Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 10th house. So when you have a square here, Taurus rising on the 21st, it may be you having a contentious moment with an authority figure, someone that you work with in employment and career. It could be a jarring day of, just something doesn't happen or come to pass regarding a career path or communication is offline. There's a moment here that seems a little bit contentious on the 21st. So again, like all astrology reports in the future about transits, forewarned is forearmed. 21st of April could be a particularly difficult day. So now on to the lunations for the month of April. Now the moon topically has the characteristics and associations of emotions, feelings. It's to do with our body. It's to do with our sense of fortune, because our body is our fortune. If we're healthy, we're productive when we create wealth. If we're healthy, we feel emotionally connected and grounded. So keep that in mind when we're discussing these lunations for the month of April. So on the 8th of April, there is a new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, which for you, Taurus rising, is your 12th house. So think new moon, a new beginning that is unseen. It's not visual. So emotionally, psychologically, there is something going on behind the scenes that's quite personal to you that is not publicly announced, but you're starting something. So this has to do with your vision or direction of the future, relocation, a new project, something that you're quite driven towards is beginning here, but it's behind the scenes. This is a powerful lunation for all of us, but for you in your 12th house, this is literally removing, severing, and cutting away from things, people, or relationships from the past. On October 17, 2024, there's a full moon in Aries, your 12th house. So this is the culmination point of this new beginning on the 8th of April. So whatever you're trying to remove yourself on or take charge and direction towards something, to eliminate something from the past, it comes to its full culmination and entirety on the 17th of October 2024. On the 23rd of April, there is a full moon in Scorpio, and for you, Taurus rising, this is your 7th house of negotiations, contracts, relationships, and partnerships. A full moon in Scorpio sees you ending a financial commitment, tie, a debt, an inheritance, a tax situation. It's financial, it's an asset. And with the full moon ending here in the 7th house, you could see the ending of a relationship, a contract or agreement between you and another has now come full circle and run its natural course. And this is the time of releasing and removing something, and it could typically have a lot to do with it emotionally affecting you quite intensely on the 23rd this month. Now on to personal planet Mars. Now Mars is transiting in the 11th house, opening up the month of April and continues to do so until the 30th of April. Now Mars rules your 12th house of things behind the scenes, things that are not public and very internal, and also rules your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, negotiations, contracts, and agreements. On the 10th of April, Mars transiting in Pisces, your 11th house, conjuncts Saturn in Pisces. This day looks as if you're very determined and quite certain about moving away from an organization or a society that you're connected with. Could also see you removing a friendship that has been way overdue. It's like this is where you make the decision that you're done and dusted with a particular person in your life. This is quite impactful. Could also see you leveling up or being a lot more mature about a vision of the future regarding a dream or a goal. It's almost as if this day presents you with a lot of clarity about what is anchoring you and holding you back. And it could be groups, friendships, or dreams and goals. So you're very realistic on this day. On the 19th, Mars in Pisces, your 11th house, is sextiling Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, which is your 1st house. This looks good for relationships and things that you've been working on behind the scenes being more in flow. So if you've been away from a particular partner or a relationship, this is where you can have more time together. Things are a lot more organic. And also an agreement or a contract seems to be more favorable, or there's an opportunity to take on a contract that's going to be quite auspicious for you in the future to come. On the 29th, that Mars in Pisces in your 11th house conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. You may see a partner have a dream come true or a vision that they've been looking forward to in regards to their creative projects, or something they've been working on comes to pass. It looks like a great day of celebration between you and a partner. Especially if you've tied in with a group or an organization. This looks good to have a creative breakthrough if you've been connecting with people, or even friendships could be highlighted on this day to be quite auspicious and life-changing for a friend that impacts you. On the 30th, that Mars ingresses into Aries, your 12th house, until the 9th of June. So Taurus rising, you may be working away or being offline from a relationship or a partnership when you're having this transit, because Mars in that 12th house has you driven and determined to do things that aren't on the world stage. It's behind the scenes. So you may be taking some time out from a connection. You might be working hard on just putting a lot of energy and drive towards, ending things, or traveling as well, is what I'm getting for you with this transit from the 30th of April to the 9th of June. Mercury. This planet is characteristically connected to traveling, communication. It's how we think, how we connect to people through ideologies or beliefs, and a lot of action and speed is associated with Mercury. Think technology. You can turn on your laptop and be speaking to someone in a completely different country from where you're at quite quickly. Well, that Mercury, which is all about speed, action, and travel, rules your second house of finance, assets, sense of self-worth and self-value, and also rules the fifth house of romantic connections, risk investment, children, athletics, and your creative projects. So Mercury rules that second and fifth house. Mercury's been transiting in the sign of Aries, your 12th house. So finances and relationships could be offline, or not spending a lot of time with a partner, and really starting to get into, do I value the connection, or what values do you have together that you can work on? This is something that you may have been dealing with till to date. Well, on the 1st of April, opening up the month, that Mercury goes retrograde in Aries. So you're going back over or spending time away from a romantic connection, or really revising and re-strategizing about investments and to do with your money. This is what's highlighted here with that Mercury retrograde in the 12th house for you as a Taurus rising. On the 8th of April, the moon in Aries, the moon, our emotions, how we feel, our physical bodies, conjuncts that retrograde Mercury. This is where you could be feeling lonely or disconnected from a partner, or feeling that your financial world or your assets is heightened on this day. You could be aware that you need more security, or you need to find value in things that have been possibly pulling you down, things in the 12th house, or just feeling melancholy on this day from being away from a partner, or not being able to have as much joy and pleasure than you actually want. On the 19th, Mercury retrograde in Aries in your 12th conjuncts Venus, which is your ruling planet, in the sign of Aries. So this is also, again, where communication from a partner could be surprising, but also could be uplifting, because it's retrograding and you've been dealing with this second and fifth house of money, values, and pleasure and romance. So this could be a day where a partner gives you some very fortunate or happy news, or finances are returned, and that makes you feel a little better on the 19th. On the 25th of April, that Mercury in your 12th house is going direct till the 15th of May. So when you've got Mercury now going direct, this is when relationships come back online. You're feeling a little bit more optimistic about investments. You might be having a little bit more fun now until the 15th of May, reconnecting with a partner or relationship. Finances and resources might become a little bit more easier, or you're strategizing between you and a partner or a project that is going to be lucrative for you. So all the behind the scenes work of being disconnected and reshuffling things regarding you and another person, or just your assets, things become a lot more easier and you have a certain direction now. Venus. Well, Venus, Taurus rising for you, is your ruling planet in your first house. And she also rules the sixth house, which is to do with work, health. This is a house that's to do with service to other people, pets, and also co-workers. Well, Venus in Pisces is in your 11th house, and she's exalted in the sign of Pisces. So when you have Venus exalted in the 11th house, your friendships are highlighted. There's a lot more attention going towards friends and organizations, societies and groups that you're connected with. People that are beneficial to you might be obvious at this time, or how people can assist you in regards to your career or how you're seen and known in the world. On the 3rd of April, Venus conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. This looks possibly like an escalation or an expansion going on between you and other people that is beneficial. It could also be a creative project, like if someone wants to help you with artwork or painting, doing something aesthetically to your body, or just improving the visual of a house, for example, or a car. This is the day where you and someone else connect and you have a creative breakthrough. It's just a great day between you and other people. So mark that date, the 3rd of April. I think it's going to be a great day for you, Taurus rising. On the 5th of April, that Venus is going to ingress into Aries, your 12th house. And this is until the 29th of April. So it's a very short transit for Venus. And thank the goddess, because it's your 12th house. So this is where you can have relationships go offline, spending time away from partners, or work could take a bit of a back step. There could be a lot of financial transactions going on behind the scenes, or feeling that you need to tidy up financial connections between you and something to do with your work in this transit. But because Venus rules your first house, it's impacting you, and you may be seen as someone that's possibly changing up your daily habits or where you frequent. So your environment could be changing as well with this transit. On the 6th of April, Venus is sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. So your 12th house, where Venus is in a sextile to your 10th house of Aquarius, how you're seen in the world. This is a very public place, okay, the 10th house. It's what you are known to do in the world. It's your career. What you do is very public and everyone knows about it. So when you have this sextile from the 12th to the 10th house, Venus sextiling Pluto, could see a resurgence of someone that helps you with your career, or an old job or opportunity comes back online that is auspicious and favorable for you. It could be a very big power player in regards to someone from the past that is assisting your career or your public image. Even finances could come back online, or a return of an investment that is beneficial to you, and you could be changing things up publicly and people seeing you differently because you're all of a sudden abundant, or you have finances available to change something quite publicly. On the 7th, the moon in Aries conjuncts Venus in Aries. So you've got a conjunction going on in your 12th house with that moon, which again is all about our feelings and emotions. It's internal, conjuncting Venus, which is about you, your physical body, and your work and service to other people. So you may be very aware of your own self-worth and self-value, and you may be overcompensating or feeling that you've been taken advantage of on this day, and you could be heightened. It's not as if you're expressing it, but it could be a problem or something from the past that's bugging you. And on this day, when you're having this conjunction, it's just illuminated and you're feeling quite passionate and very intense about this feeling regarding finances, or especially self-worth and self-value. This is also the day before the eclipse, which is on the 8th of April. On the 22nd, that moon in Libra opposes Venus in Aries, so your 6th and 12th house in an opposition. And to note, this is the day before the full moon. So this is all very interesting, Taurus rising, because something from the past and something that you've been doing every day is now coming to a completion or an end. So you could be ending a work situation. It could be doing a relationship from the past, or a contract could be ending here that seems to be emotionally connected to you regarding your worth and your self-worth and self-value, So this is a very emotional day, so take note of the 22nd. On the 29th, Venus ingresses into Taurus, your first house, until the 23rd of May. A Venus return in the first house looks good for harmony, relationships being a lot more in flow and organic. You can have finances increasing. You could be investing in your physical body. You could be investing in yourself. But people can see you as very attractive, so you could be very popular at this time when Venus is transiting your first house. But I would expect if you've been single for some time, or you're wanting to date and connect and find a special someone, this transit's auspicious for connecting and having a lot more joy and pleasure when Venus is transiting your first house. Jupiter-Uranus conjunct in your first house on the 20th of April, Taurus rising, and this is a date to mark in your calendar. And this is a new cycle beginning in your first house of your appearance, your physical body, your own psychology, how people see and respond to you. So something's changing here and a new cycle is beginning. So Taurus rising, what I'm getting for you with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction on this day is a new philosophy and belief and direction in your life, be it physical, mental, or academically. This is you stepping up your knowledge and being quite expansive and really changing up your own ideologies. And this continues as this conjunction moves along. So something new and quite expansive is occurring. I think this will be definitely connected to your relationships because it's opposing your 7th house. And your 7th house of Scorpio is deep connections, intense relationships, and something is transforming here or changing. Could be a partner going through an academic change or a philosophical direction or traveling. And this could be having you in an opposition or changing things up regarding a conversation between you and another person. That's quite significant. So this conjunction on this day, the 20th of April, looks like it's all about you changing something up with the vision of the future, connected with another person, or even an agreement or a contract. So there is something quite auspicious occurring on this day that's going to have you expanding your consciousness and your sense of knowledge and education. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. Have a blessed April, Taurus rising, and I'll see you in the next video.